So this is Star Trek Borg Remastered, a fan-made thing that AI upscaled the video from the FMV game Star Trek Borg and is available online to play in browser only, unfortunately, but something I thought was pretty neat and I wanted to do because I love this game. So, obviously playing at top quality and in full screen because it gives us this cute Lacars menu that makes all kinds of noises. But anyway. Apparently I need to fix the sound because apparently it's not showing up on OBS. One moment here. If I do that, will that work? Okay, yeah, there we go. So, didn't get to hear the Lacars sounds before. Or L-cars, or however you say it. Anyway, now I need to restart because I only realized that in the middle of the speech there at the beginning.
Priority message, USS Canali to USS Cheyenne. We are under attack by Borg forces. Repeat, Borg forces. We intercepted 2 Borg vessels heading on a direct course for Sector 001. Subspace signal is too weak. Unable to warn Starfleet Command. If you can read us, do not, repeat, do not send help. We are lost. Warn Starfleet. The Borg have returned. Repeat, the Borg have returned.
So I think the idea is this part takes place during the beginning of First Contact? Couldn't say for certain, but turn that volume down a little. That's a bit loud. Okay. So please note the TNG era uniforms here.
0730 means 0730, Cadet. Sit down. First, the captain wanted me to convey his regrets for not being here himself. As I'm sure you've heard, Starfleet is amassing an armada in Sector 001 to defend against the latest Borg incursion. Our ship, is on her way to join them. Starfleet has successfully defeated the Borg twice before, and we have every expectation of successfully stopping them now. However, given the probability of armed conflict, the captain has ordered that all non-essential personnel, including visiting Starfleet cadets, be transferred off the ship to a safer venue at the medical research facility on Marnus 3. Please have your gear packed and be at Shuttle Bay 3 in 30 minutes. Dismissed. Cadet Furlong. A moment, please. The captain has denied your request to stay on board, Cadet. I'm sorry. The massacre 10 years ago at Wolf 359 was a great tragedy for the Federation. I was only 1 year out of the academy when it happened. A lot of my classmates died there. Now, each year I get older and they stay the same. I understand your need for justice. I'm sorry. Shuttle Bay 3 in 30 minutes.
And also tell they're using Voyager-era sets just from those doors.
Temper, young man. What would your father say? How old were you when your father was killed? 9, 10 years old? And you're still not over it? Perhaps I should introduce myself. I imagine you've heard of me, though, Q? It's short for Q. It was I, you know, who introduced Picard to the Borg, and it's because of me that 10 years ago the Borg came to Wolf 359 and found that fleet of ships and found your father and killed them all.
I like John Delancey.
At 0800 hours during the Battle of Wolf 359, the USS Righteous, such a noble name, Righteous, was hit by an unknown Borg weapons discharge and vaporized. Vaporized. Whew. No trace. Nothing to bury, nothing to mourn. The Borg took it all away from you in an instant. I understand your desire for justice. They don't, though, do they? But I do. You want action. You want to avenge your father's death. You want to kill Borg. What's sentient, yet still barbaric bipedal hominid wouldn't?
He's wearing a TNG
You can run away with the others like a scared trog, or you can come with me, cadet. The choice is yours.
So we could choose the phaser or the thing. This indicates we have a choice we can make.
Maybe you didn't hear me. I'm offering you a chance to go and kill some Borg. Do you want to or not?
So let's choose the phaser. So my mouse was missing there for a
Excellent
minute.
choice, monsieur. Keep the phaser. You're going to need it. And take this too. Be careful now. Don't lose it. I only made one.
And now we can activate this. Oh, hey, this is a much better interface than what you get in the actual game.
Q, member of the Q continuum. Omnipotent, immortal, and an all-around swell guy. Capable of being and doing, well, pretty much whatever I want. It's good to be a Q.
That is cool.
Captain Nikolai Andropov, human of Greca Colony, Academy class of 40. First Greca colonist to graduate from Starfleet Academy. Stationed aboard USS Righteous as first officer, stardate 35777. Field promotion to captain, stardate 36533, by Admiral Santana. During the conflict at Kikiri 2, accomplished Sunni sound manipulator player.
Oh, hey, it does put the little see alsos on the side here.
USS Righteous schematic. A general visual overview of the USS Righteous. Key areas such as bridge, crew quarters, engineering, computer core control are highlighted. More information is available on all areas, including turbolift designation codes.
For the sake of brevity, computer core. This code, we want to remember it for later. Anyway.
Time!
0758, sir.
Keep those phasers firing, and where are my photon torpedoes?
Armed and ready, Captain.
Have a look. I can't see you.
Let's see if we can shake them up a little, Ensign.
Initiating Delta attack, sir.
Okay, so I want to take a second here. I pointed out that they were wearing TNG-era uniforms in that first opening bit there. Now we transported back to Wolf 359. And they're wearing Voyager DS9-era uniforms. You had the right uniforms there. Why the hell did you not use them?
Reading a small weakness in the shields.
Shields are holding fine, but power is down 10%. Weapons having no effect.
Damn, they've adjusted their shields already.
Why is it always the difficult species that are the most adaptable? The Borg adapt their environment to suit their needs. True adaptability involves changing oneself to suit their environment. I'm so glad you cleared that up.
Recognize this place? You should. You keep a picture of it on your wall. The bridge of the USS Righteous. Your father's ship.
The Tolstoy just took a major hit.
This is him, isn't it? Well, I can see the family resemblance.
I think she's pulling away. The Kyushu's coming on strong. Melbourne and Saratoga have lost power.
Tolstoy, Kyushu.
So I'm going to pause again. This dude, the actor playing our quote-unquote father, was actually a guest player in a TNG episode, Imaginary Friend. One of my favorite episodes, actually. He played a father in that one, too. Also, the captain was also a guest player, and this other gal kind of off screen here. In fact, I think most of the cast of this was a guest on a Star Trek at one point or another before this game. Let's see. I should probably have had this up well beforehand, but whatever. Star Trek Borg. Cast. The captain is played by Barry Lynch. He played... Where is it? He was in the 6th season episode of TNG, Face of the Enemy, where he was a Romulan, I believe that is. Human male who... Prior... No, he's a human who defected to the Romulans. Okay. The guy with the beard earlier played a couple Klingons. This guy is Jeff Allen. Yeah, like I said, he was the dad in Next Generation's imaginary friend. He was also an alien in Voyager. Yes. Well...
Saratoga, Melbourne. Recognize the names?
Okay, that was an odd sound. This gal, me... Can I... Full screen... To switch windows here real fast. She played this gal in Star Trek First Contact, who got Borged.
Do you know where you are, cadet?
Captain!
Intruder alert.
Security, isolate the ops console now.
That's right, 10 years ago, Wolf 359.
Security!
Look at him. He's barely older than you are. He shouldn't be at security, but 4 hours ago, the real security officer, Lieutenant Sprint, was killed, and this first-year ensign had to take his place. And
That ensign is wearing a black pip. I'm not even sure that's an actual rank. Also, how is there no one any more qualified than a first-year ensign to take control of security at this point? Even if the top security officer died earlier, you'd think there'd still be a bit more people in the chain of command before you get to the first-year ensign.
And because of his inexperience, everybody on board, including your father, will be killed.
The phases are useless. Just isolate the panel now.
If Lieutenant Sprint were still alive, he might be able to save the ship. But he's been dead for 4 hours. No wonder they don't want him on the bridge.
Come on, can't you move faster?
Chief Medical Officer Dr. Thaddeus Quint. He actually tried to save Sprint's life, but as you can see, he failed, the old goat.
So I was looking, Quint is the only one who does not have have any kind of Star Trek credit outside of this game, as far as the main cast goes. Also, the lieutenant who was talking to us at the beginning was in TNG episode Matter of Perspective, one DS9 episode, but technically 2 characters. One of them, I think, is a prophet illusion. But yeah.
Well, what'd you expect? He's a doctor, not a security officer. Still, if he had only had a little more creativity. But he didn't.
He's bypassed the security lockout.
That sounded like it hurt.
Doctor, he's dead.
Shield mutation is shifting on its own. Shields are dropping.
Uh-oh! I need shields back up now.
Death in battle. If he were a Klingon, he'd be ecstatic.
Ooh, I like this guy.
Captain, there's a tight beam transmission going directly to the Borg cube.
Computer is uploading data about emergency transporters.
Anyone near Jeffrey 6? We need manual power rerouted through the secondary couplings.
It's too late. The Borg cube is firing.
Evasive maneuvers.
Righteous go
So,
boom.
now that you've seen your father die, are you ready to avenge his death? Or would you like to try something different? How about a chance to prevent his death? Lieutenant Sprint was killed 4 hours before the Righteous even got to Wolf 359. But if the good Dr. Quint had been able to save Sprint 4 hours before, then Sprint would have been able to save the Righteous, and you would have grown up in the loving company of your father, and all for the want of a horseshoe nail. What say we give the old goat a second chance to save Sprint's life? You're not afraid of a little space-time continuum meddling, are you, Cadet? No, I thought not. Shall we?
Now, when I first got this game many, many years ago, I'd hoped that this was actually another choice where we could either do that, what we're about to do, or, you know, the actual thing of avenging his death. That would have, I thought that would have been cool, but this works too.
This is Lieutenant Sprint. Do you think he knows he's gonna die? I don't think so. Don't bother saying hello. Just makes saying goodbye that much harder.
Time, Mr. Furlong.
Oh, 400 hours, sir.
Is the cube within sensor range yet?
Coming up now, Captain.
Match speed, stay with it.
Setting a pursuit course.
Shields up.
Intruder alert.
Sprint!
Sprint is not on this list. But let's look at the Borg.
Member of the cyborg species. Borg. Part cybernetic, part biological. See Borg. Borg. An extremely powerful cybernetically enhanced species of humanoids. Planet of origin, unknown. First encountered, stardate 42761.3, when the USS Enterprise was transported deep into the Delta Quadrant during a hostile encounter with a member of the Q Continuum. Pfft, hostile indeed. Bunch of babies.
Again, I love John Delancey. Quick look at this. The tricorder prop here was actually used in TNG, The Masterpiece Society. I wanted to look up when this game was released, so we had a good idea of what we knew at that time in universe. November 6, 1996. Let's see, that would have been during Season 3 of Voyager, according to this. Season 5 of DS9. So this was before... This before 7 of 9? I want to say it's before 7 of 9. Let's see, Futures... Or no, yes. No. Futures End. Yes, that had Kess. So yes, this is before 7 of 9. So we still had a lot to learn about the Borg in the show when this came out.
Look out!
Shall we dance? Come on, Sprint. Make a choice.
The wrong ends in this game are great.
Excuse me, am I mistaken? But isn't there a Borg on the bridge trying to control the ship? What are you gonna do? Scan it to death?
Oh, hi. Ow.
Quint wasn't clever enough to think of it. Good thing I am.
The Borg cube is pulling ahead. It's ignoring us completely.
Match speed. Keep us within close range.
Remember, Sprint should have died right here. Everything you do in his place from this moment on changes history. Invigorating, isn't it? Meddling with fate.
Lieutenant, are you all right?
Sprint? He's an ox. Nothing scares him.
And nothing hurts him, isn't that right, Lieutenant?
There are all kinds of pain, Lieutenant. Don't let the fact that you are Bajani prevent you from acknowledging the hurt.
Oh.
Let's see. No, it's still not here. Maybe if I go to one of these, it'll let me get to where I want to go.
Lieutenant Ralph Furlong, human, Academy Class of 51, stationed aboard the USS Righteous, stardate 40559. As a cadet, he was the recipient of the Federation Medal of Valor for his part in the rescue of hostages during a Cardassian raid on a Starfleet outpost, stardate 42029.
Okay, here we go. I've been trying to get Sprint's profile to come up here so we can learn more about him, since we're going to be him.
Lieutenant Chorus Sprint, Bajani, Academy Class of 51, stationed aboard the USS Righteous, stardate 40955.
That picture was not in the
Security
game.
Specialist. Weapons rating, 5. Recipient of the Federation Ribbon of Merit with Cluster, Red Cordon, and the Norkin Alliance Crystal Button for unparalleled bravery and innovation for his actions in the rescue of the hostages during the Cardassian raids of 2365. To help you out on your little mission, I've given you all of Sprint's personal memories and some of his professional ones. So although you may remember things like that silly secret handshake you and Targus and Furlong do, you may need help on serious matters of security. Check your tricorder often, Cadet. Remember, you're replacing a lieutenant. Consider yourself semi-assimilated into the role.
Okay, so yeah, that picture comes from an episode of Voyager, because the guy who plays Sprint was one of the Maquis crew members that was integrated into the crew. He played a recurring character, Ayala? Ayala? I don't know. He was in Caretaker and Endgame. Interesting. First episode and last episode. Well, no, there's also... No, there's an entire list of episodes he's been in. 120? Man, I guess this guy just was a regular extra for all 7 years of Star Trek Voyager. Only credited as security guard in Fury and tactical ND in Renaissance Man. Played by Tarek Ergin. I probably butchered that pronunciation. Anyway, we want to learn what a Bajani is.
Bajani, humanoid, planet of origin, Bajan. After the destruction of Bajan by a planetary cataclysm, the Bajani became a nomadic space culture for nearly 2 millennia, until the discovery of Bajan 2. For the past 300 years, the Bajani have remade the barren Bajan 2 into a near replica of their original home. The Bajani possess a unique psychophysical response, sometimes referred to as a Bajani pain trance. In the face of great pain or trauma, a Bajani compartmentalizes his mental patterns, storing most of his higher consciousness in a protected area of the Bajani brain, called the Langstrom cortex. During a period of crisis, this phenomena allows a Bajani to complete a complex physical task free from the awareness of pain or fear, and unencumbered from their so-called consciousness. The Bajani pain trance is generally induced by a natural production of adrenaline in response to some physical trauma. This condition may be prevented or reversed by the introduction of an adrenaline block into the Bajani system.
Okay, so wanted to get that out of the way. I think Bajani are completely original to this game. I don't think they show up in any other Star Trek media, for the show at least. I don't know.
Oh, please.
Captain, coded message coming in from Admiral Hansen. He's ordering us to proceed with all speed to rendezvous with the rest of the fleet at Wolf 359, requesting us not to engage the Borg. Until then, maintain radio silence until contacted.
Helm laying a course for Wolf 359. Pull ahead of the Borg cube and then match speed.
Aye, sir. ETA at current speed, 4 hours, 5 minutes.
Good. We don't want them to get there before we do. And Targus, get that thing off my bridge.
Yes, sir. Security alert!
Shoot her! Shoot her!
Why is anyone, like, at all surprised?
If I told you to jump into a Signian vortex, would you do it? You're a sentient being of sorts. Try using this. You know, all this space-time manipulation does take some effort on my part. It's not that easy. I'd appreciate it if you'd make a little effort, too.
Captain, he's hailing the Borg cube.
Shields are falling. Borg cube is firing. Well, I hope we're learning something from our little mistakes.
He's got control of tactical.
Phasers are useless.
Captain, we're hailing the Borg ship. Shields are dropping.
Uh-oh. There's a tight beam transmission going directly to the Borg cube. Computers uploading data about emergency transport.
The Borg are firing. We're gonna die.
And it's your fault. Well, I hope we're learning something from our little mistakes.
As I said, the bad ends are great. Anyway, right choice.
I'm okay.
Definitely dead this time.
Then get him definitely off my bridge this time. Mr. Sprint, reconfigure your security console so you can control Tactical B. Then meet me down at the computer core. I want to secure this ship in case the Borg try and board us again.
Good shooting.
How about quick thinking, Quint? Good work, Quint. Nobody ever gives me any credit for anything I do.
Yeah, like, why is anyone surprised the Borg got up, considering all Q Quint did was hypospray it? I don't think those hyposprays can be programmed to kill. But then again, I haven't researched that very well, so...
That's because we don't like you, Quint.
I think we can all save our hostility for the Borg, where it will be better placed, don't you?
Let me ask you something, Baraka. Do you just spout these platitudes, or are you deluded enough to actually believe in them?
Come on, Quint. No matter how hard you try, you're not going to change my mind. I still like you.
He kissed me. What are you staring at? Oh, of course, your father. This must be strange for you, knowing he may be about to die, knowing this may be your only chance to talk to him, tell him all about yourself, about the years since he died. I wouldn't if I were you. When he looks at you, all he sees is Lieutenant Sprint. I don't think he'd understand.
Hey, Sprint. What, are you having one of your Bajani trances?
See?
Lieutenant Sprint, the console, please.
Okay, let's see. Oh good, it does pop up, so...
Security console. Reconfigurable bridge panel. Though bridge stations traditionally follow a set pattern, this pattern is neither required by Federation protocol, nor is it hard designed into the bridge layout. All bridge consoles can be easily configured to control any of a number of bridge functions, allowing the captain, in consultation with his engineers, to design his bridge to his personal or species preference. To reconfigure a panel, An understanding of the function of the 4 main nodules is critical. Or you could end up dead. Nodule 1, the delimiter, carries a signal charge. It is always live, unless deactivated by engineering. Careful, the charge is painful. It won't kill you, but it'll hurt. Nodule 2, the power nodule, is the source of power for all bridge stations. It is always live, unless deactivated by engineering. Careful, this one won't hurt. It'll just make you very dead. Nodule 3, assignable nodule. This is one of the several nodules used to define console functions. In this example, the nodule defines the console as a security console only. To control tactical in addition to security, the nodule must be removed. Careful, though. It's hot, live, energized. Not enough juice to kill you, but enough to make you wish you were dead. To turn off the feed, remove. Nodule 4, the conduit. First, then remove Nodule 3. Replace Nodule 4, et voila. Now, you're cooking with replicators.
Got it. Remove Nodule 3.
Sprint, what's the first thing they teach you in systems tech? Make sure it ain't plugged in. I'd say that must have hurt, but I know you don't feel pain the way humans do. Just be careful.
What happened?
I don't know. I think he grabbed the power nodule. What? How is he, Doc?
I'm sorry. You're just too stupid to live.
What do you think this is supposed to be? Jewelry? It's a special gift from me to you. There's no other tricorder like it in the known universe. Use it!
So yeah, there are points where you are supposed to use the tricorder to know what to do. Loading. There it goes.
Andropov to Sprint. I'm waiting for you down in the core room, Lieutenant. Now!
It's just his way. You'll get used to it.
Yeah, but I'd still hurry if I were you. The captain definitely does not like to be kept waiting.
You do know how to get to the core room, don't you, Sprint?
Please key in destination code.
Now remember that code I said at the beginning I needed to remember. I'm not going to do that. It's more fun to ignore it.
Oh, thank you, my good man.
Sprint, we're waiting.
I believe you're wanted in the computer core control room. Oh, mercy. Why? Because I can.
Please key in destination code.
John Delancey was a gift to the franchise. At least they cut out the turbo lift transition.
You're not making very good use of your time.
Please key in destination code.
You really need to learn to make better use of this equipment.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting the difficulties of dealing with your limited humanoid mind. If it's not right in front of you, you don't notice it. I've given you a tool to see beyond the superficial veneer of reality to a deeper level of knowledge and understanding, and you ignore it. I should be hurt. But then again, I'm not the one who keeps getting killed.
Please key in destination code.
Huh. Okay, I guess this version makes you go through it, so makes you actually put in the destination code. In the original, after that third one, it just automatically takes you to computer control.
Sprint, we're waiting. I believe you're wanted in the computer core control room.
Okay, I might as well, let's see.
Turbolift manual interface. Federation turbolifts are capable of processing verbal commands in over 13,000 languages. For those species unable to interact verbally, and during ship emergencies, a turbolift destination code can be manually relayed into the turbolift computer via the interface. For a list of turbolift destination codes, see the ship schematic.
I was hoping this one automatically sent you to computer control after screwing up, but I guess not.
USS Righteous schematic.
150619. Okay.
Oh, mercy. Why? Because I can.
That face.
Please key in destination code.
Okay. Okay, I'm trying to enter it, but now it doesn't seem to want to work.
You're not making very good use of your time.
Please key in destination code.
Okay. 150619. Okay, there we go.
Hey, buddy, I guess I beat you down here.
Mr. Sprint, I am a very tolerant captain, except when it comes to punctuality. I suggest you become more familiar with this ship's layout so you don't keep us waiting again.
So this happens regardless of whether you come straight here or not. Also, this is obviously a redressed Voyager engineering set.
Do I make myself clear?
We were trying to route all of the ship's controls through the security systems as an extra precaution, but something kept rejecting all of our attempts to access the security programs. And that's when we found this.
It's obviously Borg. But how did it get on the ship, and what is its purpose?
It seems to be tied in directly to the security systems, locking us out.
Question is, how do we remove it? Sprint, you're the security officer. What do you think?
Oh, Sprint.
You're dead. 500 million gigawatts will do that to you.
Self-destruct initiated.
What the hell? Computer abort self-destruct.
Self-destruct in 10 seconds.
Bridge, override all security systems.
I can't, Captain.
5 seconds.
I'm locked out.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Oopsie.
Meddling with things you don't understand again? You know, I think I'm learning something here. Hubris. That's what I don't like about you people. Your ignorance of the working of the galaxy is unparalleled, and yet you continue to blunder ahead as if you knew what were going on. The Borg, on the other hand, really seem to know what they're about. If only they had more personality. In fact, if they had any personality, I might consider spending more time with them. But for now, don't touch what you don't understand.
So you know how some adventure games say that silence is always an option? The correct choice is nothing at all.
Mr. Sprint is right. Until we know more about Borg technology, I don't think we should make any attempts to interfere with the implant directly.
Captain, we were within transporter range for only 6.7 seconds. I don't see how the Borg transported to the bridge and implanted the circuit unless...
Unless there were 2 of them. If there is another Borg on this ship, he's found a way to screen against our usual senses. I'll get Targus to scan against anomalies. See what you can do to help.
Targus, enough. You've got the scans so sensitive, they're going to alert us if a particle of dust falls.
If that particle of dust falls off a Borg, then I want to know about it.
You're too cautious.
You're too lax.
Sprint,
tell
him. You know, if it weren't for me, you guys wouldn't have had any fun at the Academy.
If it weren't for me, you guys wouldn't have graduated from the Academy.
What?
Oh, Lieutenant Furlong, Lieutenant Sprint, and Ensign Targus. Somehow that's not quite how I pictured it.
That's not your fault. Every time I see that thing, it reminds me of how much courage it must have taken for you just to be here.
Okay, why is her thing not here now?
Lieutenant Ralph Furlong, Ensign Anastasia Targus, human. Academy class of 51, currently stationed aboard the USS Righteous. Targus received medical discharge as per Section Alpha 8. That means she was nuts. Stardate 42112, when judged mentally unfit as a result of her capture and torture experience at the hands of the Cardassian Obsidian Order. Ooh, that sounds painful. Reinstated after a year and a half of enforced medical leave, Stardate 43616, due to vociferous petitioning by Lieutenant Ralph Furlong and Lieutenant Chorus Sprint.
That still doesn't explain the implant.
During the raids by Cardassians in 2365, there were unconfirmed reports of the torture of captured Federation citizens. At a skirmish near Tanake, Lieutenant Chorus Sprint led a small band of Federation soldiers onto a Cardassian vessel, personally rescuing 15 hostages, including then Lieutenant Targus.
Oh, so she got demoted. Interesting.
During a rash of raids by Cardassians on non-military outposts and settlements in 2365, numerous Federation civilians and cadets were captured by the Cardassians. The hostages were often subjected to neurostimulation torture. The stimulation, pleasurable in the extreme, was also profoundly addictive. Once a prisoner was neurologically dependent, stimulation was withheld until the Cardassians got the information they wanted. Pleasant lot, those Cardassians. Rescued hostages who had been subjected to neurostimulation torture were left profoundly addicted to the Cardassian style of neurostimulation. Treatment for neural addiction involves an implant which is wired directly into the addict's neural circuit, feeding him or her a constant stream of data, a kind of white noise which blocks the craving. After many months of diminishing treatment levels, the craving is gone, and the subject can return to a normal life. Interruption of the treatment in any manner, however, can set back the person's recovery almost instantly.
So yeah, that has to do with the neurotorture and recovery.
And of how much we both owe Sprint. Just don't let Sprint hear. His head's big enough already.
What exactly do you owe him? You'll spend the rest of your life a slave to technology.
I'm not a slave to it. In 6 months, a year at the most, I won't even need this.
In 3 hours, 4 at the most, we won't even be alive. Unless we're Borg.
Dr. Quint is testing the boundaries of the humanoid ability to maintain affection for him, which he thinks he's not worthy of. So what he does is he tries to make everyone dislike him.
Well, he's very good at that.
Or he's just an asshole.
He's right about one thing. We could end up as Borg, and I know the last thing I want to have happen to me is to be assimilated into the collective.
We won't let it happen. To any of us, better dead than Borg.
Okay, so this was before Scorpion. So this was during season 3 of Voyager. So at this point, the only known assimilated Federation officer has been Picard. Like, I don't even think they get into... I'm not sure how much they get into the assimilation of other species in TNG. I don't think they really did. I think the assimilation thing really took off during Voyager.
Agreed. Even Quint.
Not even Quint deserves to be Borgified. But the Borg definitely deserve Quint.
We got him. Somewhere in Jeffrey's Tube 6.
Sprint, Furlong. Take a couple of fully charged phasers, flush out the Borg, and neutralize them. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Disc change. This was originally a 3-disc game, and this was the transition to disc 2. Now that we're in this chapter, I want to look at something. This one.
Standard Federation handheld phaser. Power setting range from stun to metallurgical. For use as high-powered cutting tool, and from narrow beam to wide beam. Federation phasers are normally adjusted to a standard EM band setting. However, frequencies can be retuned to raise or lower the EM band setting when necessary, such as during plasma disruptions in high tachyon particle fields, or any other such environmental conditions which disrupt normal phaser functions.
Now, there's something coming up. I'm not sure in the original game if you have to see that before it lets you do it. I'm doing it anyway because we'll want to know about that, the whole adjusting the frequency with that little button there. Also, look, a Q-Borg.
No, wait, it's a Borg. No, it's a Q. No, it's both. Or is it? Cybernetic elements, but totally lacking in any superfluous biological components.
Okay.
The reading's not clear. He's been through here. Magnetic resonance traces. Okay, one of us has to go, but somebody should stay in case he went through and doubled back. Whoa, 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 whoa. I said one of us, I didn't say you. You know, you may be head of security, but I do outrank you. Yeah, it's only by 3 weeks, but I think that would stand up in case of a court-martial.
No, I think being head of security still puts him ahead of you. I don't think timing of promotion outranks title.
I'll tell you what.
That one.
I win. Watch your back.
Waiting to be killed. Waiting to be killed. Yes, a four-way intersection is the best
Bad
place to
idea.
wait.
You see, there is another Borg, and he's waiting in the corridor for whoever comes out first. Poor old Dad. I hope you don't feel guilty. Remember what you said. Better dead than Borg.
Kill me.
Good try, but you see, the Borg are clever in their own monolithic way. They adjust. 2 hits from any phaser, and they all know how to shield themselves against that frequency. You have to adjust along with them. You did say you wanted to kill Borg, didn't you? I like the irony of it. But aren't you forgetting someone or something?
Ow.
Rise and shine. Rise and shine.
Also, I wish to point out that the time frame of this game is during Best of Both Worlds, where they had to kidnap Picard and assimilate him on the cube. I don't think field assimilation was a thing, even if assimilation itself was established during TNG.
If it looks like a Borg, walks like a Borg, and sees like a Borg, then it must be a Borg.
Also, nightmare fuel much?
You're wondering what you're feeling? That's pain. No Borg is an island unto himself. Every Borg is part of the whole. Do you hear that? Filling your mind, telling you what to think, what to do. Welcome to the collective, cadet.
Borg designate third of Borg. Absorb, destroy, obey.
Wouldn't I be fourth of four?
Time to go assimilating.
Wouldn't Furlong be third of four?
Oh, Sprint, what have they done? They've adapted to the frequency settings of our phasers.
I'm just going to sit here for a second.
Captain!
I don't think so. You just called your fellow Borg up to the bridge and had him assassinate all your friends. Don't feel bad, though. If it ever goes to trial, you can always claim the collective made you do it. This time, try not to get caught. Oh, and by the way, your father cheats.
That was a hint. So instead of picking a hand, we knock him out. Let's take a look at his phaser. Nice phaser. Nope, time to go get the Borg.
They've adapted to our phaser settings.
So get used to that screen. That happens a lot when you play the original. Although this version has a handy thing where I can freeze the video so I can click what I want to. I think the hitbox in the original game for this is just weird.
Good idea. Retuning the phaser to a higher EM band frequency. You're right, they probably already adapted to the old ones. Nice shot. What did you think I was gonna do, cheat?
Yes.
Let's go see what this circuit can tell us. I'm just not getting anything useful from it. Maybe if we hooked it into the ship's computer and had it analyzed.
I'd like to know more about it first. Can't you interface your tricorder with it?
Maybe, but I don't think I'd get any more information. Sprint, what do you think?
Let's plug it into the tricorder and see what happens.
The tricorder's having trouble gaining access to the data. The circuit is designed with a pretty standard neural interface, though, like some of our medical implants. No, it just can't seem to... Well, I guess that's all we're gonna learn from this.
It's too bad. I bet there was some really important stuff on that Borg circuit. Maybe you should try something else.
It's too late to try something else, Quint. The circuit's already fried.
It's not too late if I say it's not too late.
Okay, let's try the computer then.
This one's free. Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
Who ordered battle stations?
No one, sir. It's being initiated through the security program.
The implant.
The ship's data core is being uploaded to the Borg cube. Emergency transporter information. Shuttlecraft specifications.
Stop that comm signal now, Lieutenant.
Sir, I can't. The Borg implant must have its own subspace circuit.
Shields are dropping. The Borg cube is firing.
Ooh, This thing is amazing. It has information about places, systems, even people. Look at that. Did you know that Counselor Baraka was a champion horse jumper?
Okay, so
Bioneural implant.
That's
therapeutic. Integrated directly into the patient's neural system. The neural implant is used in a variety of neural treatment programs. Ensign Targus's implant is designed to transmit a continuous feed of neural data into the neural system to block out the craving developed during her experience as a prisoner of the Cardassians. Borg Designator Interface Circuit, the central cybernetic element of all Borg. The circuit contains each Borg unit's identification labels and any information not yet uploaded to the collective. If a circuit is removed, the Borg's self-destruct process is initiated and all remaining biological and cybernetic components are vaporized. Yuck. Messy.
I want to say that was something established during First Contact? But First Contact came out after? No. Okay, so this game released the 6th, according to Memory Alpha, and First Contact was the 22nd of November. So they probably had the advantage of using stuff they developed in First Contact for this game. And the answer is obviously her circuit.
What? My implant.
I don't understand.
Ensign Targus's implant works along the same basic principles as the Borg circuit. She might be able to interface with it.
No. You can't possibly be suggesting that Ensign Targus be allowed to interface with the implant.
Nobody is suggesting anything of the kind.
In truth, Captain, interfacing with the implant would be somewhat like autoneural stimulation, an experience which Ensign Targus is quite familiar with.
Exactly the point, Captain. Ensign Targus's neural implant is designed to counteract the side effects of that kind of neural stimulation experience. This kind of neural input is...
Does anybody mind if I join in on this discussion? You're all talking about me as if I weren't here.
Ensign, the long-term effects of your recovery won't...
Counselor, the concept of long-term effects loses its meaning when the entire Federation is in danger of obliteration. I'm ready.
I think it would be best if the ensign were immobilized during this.
Do it.
You could have waited till I sat down.
I could have, but I didn't.
Also, was it wise to just leave it on the computer console like that?
No. I want Sprint to do it.
Whatever you have to go through, Targus will be there for you.
Counselor, I've already been through hell and back. I don't think this could be any worse.
She's in agony. You've never had to deal with pain, have you, Sprint?
Shut up.
Assimilation! Technology! Channels! Subspace channels! The Borg implant taking over systems! Communication with collective! Jam systems!
The Borg implant is getting its orders from the Borg collective. How do we jam the signals, Targus?
Shield. Modulate mutations. 0.6525 of normal. Now!
Do it!
Modulating shield mutation.
The Borg cube is scanning us.
What's happening with those shields, Mr. Furlong?
Almost there, sir.
They're firing!
Mr. Furlong!
Got it.
They've stopped firing.
The shield settings must be in sync with the Borg scanners. They sense us as being part of the collective.
Alone! We are... Resistances! You will be assimilated!
The shield has cut off the Borg circuit from the Borg collective. We've got to disconnect her.
Kill me.
One more CC of neuroblock and she'll be a vegetable for life. Do you want to be responsible for turning Ensign Targus into a Bolian zucchini?
Sure. Why not?
All evoke responses are negative. She's as good as dead. No, she'd be better off if she were dead. Maybe you should have just shot her. You want to go back and you want to try that?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
She's dead. You're not supposed to be killing people, Cadet. You're supposed to be saving them. It is a concept your limited cognitive abilities can deal with, isn't it? Or am I wasting my time with you? Don't disappoint me again.
You told me to go back and shoot. Also, I'm glad they cut out the repetitive scenes when getting to the choices.
Are you sure you want to do this? You saw what it did to Furlong. But then again, you are Bajani. I'll give you a chance to think about it.
So, for some reason, the video wasn't working there, but Q basically grabbed our hand to stop us from grabbing the circuit to tell us that.
No. You're not dead. You're unconscious. In a Bajani pain trance. Interesting phenomena. I'm not sure what its evolutionary benefit was for the Bajani. Something like a Terran possum, perhaps. Oh, look. You're regaining consciousness.
Welcome back, Lieutenant.
I guess this means I owe you my life twice, huh, Sprint?
I've never seen anyone go into a Bajani pain trance before. Interesting. You were clearly unconscious, yet your body managed to finish the task at hand. I suppose it's part of the survival mechanism. Quick thinking. Next time, though, warn me.
While you were out, we did a diagnostic on the computer systems. The Borg implant is continuing to rewrite code.
I'm sending an away team over to the Borg cube to see if they can find anything that'll help us disable the implant.
Targus and I are going, but we could use a third. I don't know if we'll get out of there alive.
I won't order you to go, Lieutenant.
Oh, we few, we happy few, we band of Borg. They're turning this into some heroic escapade, trying to make it impossible to turn down. I'll go.
We don't need you, Quint. We need someone we can trust.
Just like old times, huh, buddy? 3 against the world. Coming?
Of course.
Okay. Here's your phaser. Each of ours has been retuned to a different frequency.
Here, take this.
I don't think we need an emergency med kit. If things get that bad, we're probably dead.
There are many ways to die. Some of them are more painful than others. There's an emergency hypospray programmable for neuro painkillers just in case. You do know how to use it, don't you?
We're coming alongside the Borg cube.
Good luck. Energize.
And disc 3. Oh, hello there. Before I get too far, though, I need to do this one.
Medical hypospray. Experimental model. Programmable. Uses baseline replicator technology. Capable of delivering up to 200 different non-zero biological catalysts.
Bajani adrenaline.
Bajani adrenaline.
Good to know.
Bajani adrenaline block.
Actually, let's look at the other options.
Medical
there.
hypospray. Experimental model. Program. Level 3 humanoid neural block. Paralytic. Safe for humanoids with neural resistance of 15 or less. Capable of stopping a Pelacan rhino in its tracks. Deadly to most known humanoid species. Except a few. Level 2 humanoid neural block. Paralytic. Safe for humanoids with neural resistance of 8 or less. Cardassians, Vulcans, Klingons, etc.
So let me
Level
see
3
this one
humanoid
again.
neural block. Paralytic. Safe for humanoids with neural resistance of 15 or less. Capable of stopping a Palakan rhino in its tracks. Deadly to most known humanoid species.
Okay. How hard it must be to not blink when the camera is on you.
What do we do?
Let's see what they do first.
Let's shoot.
Sprint!
Hold on, buddy. I need you conscious. Don't go into one of your pain trances yet.
What is that?
Something to counteract the Bajani adrenaline.
It's working.
Sprint, I'm sorry about that. But you're gonna have to deal with the pain just like the rest of us humanoids.
That is a very scary face.
We have to get out of this corridor before more of them come.
But it's got Sprint!
Later, that's an order.
So there's a very important reason to do this.
Borg designate Beta, Alpha 7-3. Assimilate knowledge. Interface. Assimilate.
That's an important code to remember.
Designate Beta, Alpha 7-3. Alert. Two life forms. Target destroyed. Target destroyed. Alert. Alert.
Now we get sent back to here, but we gained important information from doing that.
What are you looking at, Cadet?
Pretty standard interface. Odd.
Why?
Well, most of the Borg we've seen have direct interface abilities. Why would they need something like this?
And remember, they've already totally assimilated one Starfleet officer. Maybe this is his influence.
Or maybe it's a trick.
Somehow, I don't think the Borg understand the concept of trick. Okay, security. You think you can bypass the Borg lockouts and get us the information we need?
Time to screw it up intentionally.
They've adapted.
That's the trouble with Borg. You kill one, there's always another one to take its place. You're never gonna figure out how to interface until you learn how to think like a Borg. Kill them before they kill you. Strike first.
So yeah, that's the hint to shoot him here, but I already did that.
What are you looking at, Cadet?
I didn't think it would send me all the way back here, unfortunately.
Pretty standard interface. Odd.
Why?
Well, most of the Borg we've seen have direct interface abilities. Why would they need something like this?
And remember, they've already totally assimilated one Starfleet officer. Maybe this is his influence.
Or maybe it's a trick.
Somehow, I don't think the Borg understand the concept of trick. Okay, security. You think you can bypass the Borg lockouts and get us the information we need?
So I'm going to freeze this real fast, partially to see if this will help, but in the original CD game, timing was very tricky with some of these. Like, you had to hit it and wait like a second for it to load before you hit the next thing. So, like, I'm just going to rapidly click it. So, 1 dot 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 dot. And it works, but I would have had to go click, wait, click, 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 click in the original. Because of just loading from CD.
That must be it. Contact terminated with assimilation implant. That must be a Borg time sequence.
No, I think it's a code for accessing the implant. If we can find a way to interface safely with the implant, we can feed it this sequence and then order it to shut down.
If it's anything like this terminal, it's going to look for a Borg signature. Damn, if we still had that dead Borg circuit, we could use that to convince the implant we were Borg.
That's not a bad idea.
But the circuit was fried.
So we'll get another one. There's no shortage of Borg around here. Get that circuit.
I'm curious. Okay.
Three to beam out directly to computer core control room.
You'll be back.
No, Righteous. The Borg implant's been overriding our systems since you left, but we still don't know what it's doing.
It's rewriting all of our systems to make them compatible with Borg systems.
I thought our shield setting cut its subspace channel off from the collective.
It did, but it's following a pre-programmed set of instructions. We have to give it an abort order, but first we've got to convince it that we're Borg.
How do we do that?
We use this circuit as a buffer in the interface. It has an individual Borg designation. I remember from my experience with it, everything is filtered through that designation.
Baraka to Captain Andropov.
What is it, Counselor?
Captain, the Borg cube has just started a series of random scans.
They're looking for us. I don't know how long we have before they find out that we're not actually part of their cube.
Targus, why are you staring at it so close?
The interface looks pretty simple.
Sprint. Attach the circuit to the Borg implant.
No. Let me.
Maybe I should do it.
How about I just plug it in?
Recognize. Borg designee Alpha Set Alpha of 4.
They're interfacing and exchanging protocols.
Try giving it a command.
Unable to comply. Updating systems information.
It's trying to catch up on what it missed.
Unable to comply. Borg designee Alpha Set Alpha of 4 is no longer a functioning unit.
Disengage that circuit now!
Information assimilated. Retuning shields.
Shield mutation is being altered. The implant has reestablished communication with the Borg Collective.
Bridge! Evasive maneuvers now!
The shields are dropping!
The only good Borg!
We needed a live one.
So yeah, that has to happen before you can actually progress to the right answer.
That must be it. Contact terminated with a simulation implant. That must be a Borg time sequence.
No, I think it's a code for accessing the implant. If we can find a way to interface safely with the implant, we can feed it this sequence and then order it to shut down.
If it's anything like this terminal, it's going to look for a Borg signature. Damn, if we still had that dead Borg circuit, we could use that to convince the implant we were Borg.
That's not a bad idea.
But the circuit was fried.
So we'll get another one. There's no shortage of Borg around here. Get that circuit.
So again, the correct answer is not to do anything. But of course, the first... What? Can I... Nope. Okay. Alright, I guess I have to sit through this again because I tried experimenting. In the original game, after you failed that once, Furlong is supposed to stop her from shooting the Borg. I do not... Actually, how to play, same choices, spinning cube, blah 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 blah. If you're playing mobile data, also cause choppy playback, unstar connections. Nope, no fast forward, so. I think those are relatively correct for the regeneration alcoves.
Let's see what they do first.
They don't have the little lightning panel above it, but I could also believe this was actually on the cube in a different section we never saw in TNG, so...
What are you looking at, Cadet?
Pretty standard interface. Odd.
Why?
Well, most of the Borg we've seen have direct interface abilities. Why would they need something like this?
Hey, remember, they've already totally assimilated one Starfleet officer. Maybe this is his influence.
Or maybe it's a trick.
Somehow, I don't think the Borg understand the concept of trick. Okay, security. You think you can bypass the Borg lockouts and get us the information we need?
Okay, so that.
That must be it. Contact terminated with a simulation implant. That must be a Borg time sequence.
No, I think it's a code for accessing the implant. If we can find a way to interface safely with the implant, we can feed it this sequence and then order it to shut down.
If it's anything like this terminal, it's going to look for a Borg signature. Damn, if we still had that dead Borg circuit, we could use that to convince the implant we were Borg.
That's not a bad idea.
But the circuit was fried.
So we'll get another one. There's no shortage of Borg around here. Get that circuit.
Okay, so now I have to figure out how to stop Targus. Can I click her? Yes.
No, Sprint's right. We need a living Borg.
Yeah, that's what automatically happens in the original after you fail the first time. Now I need to refresh myself.
Level 3 humanoid neural block. Paralytic. Safe for humanoids with neural resistance of 15 or less. Capable of stopping a Polakan rhino in its tracks.
Okay.
There's got to be something we can use on the Borg that'll stun them without killing them.
Actually, I probably want level 2, not
Medical
level
hypospray.
3.
Level 2 humanoid neural block. Paralytic. Safe for humanoids with neural resistance of 8 or less. Cardassians, Vulcans, Klingons, etc.
Okay. Freeze it because, again, timing. Dot.
Do you think you're fast enough? Do you really think that's going to work on me? You didn't check the tricorder. I have no biological components. You should have waited for one of the others.
Oh, that sounded painful.
Hold on, buddy. We need you conscious. Don't go to one of your pain transitions.
Get out of here!
I'm sorry.
You are in a Bajani pain trance. Your friend Furlong wasn't able to stop it. The Borg don't seem to notice, though. They're assimilating you at this very moment. At least this time you won't feel it. Oh, it looks like you're waking up.
Oh, that's creepy.
Interesting. Borg, yet not Borg. Do you feel it? It's different this time, isn't it?
Designee Vega, Alpha 73, alert, destroy. Unassimilated life form, destroy.
I have control.
Alpha 73, destroy.
Sprint! It's still you. Look out!
Yeah, but it's not Targus.
Yay! Now that was the right action. Proving to yourself that you didn't have to listen to that nasty old Borg collective. True, you are dead, but now you know something you didn't know before, right? Well then, it was worth the trouble.
Okay, so let's see. It was doot.
you think you're fast enough? Do you really think that's going to work on me? You'll be back. Maybe more than once.
What were you waiting for?
Sprint! We gotta move out.
But Sprint!
Too late for Sprint, come on.
Ah, that was interesting. There. Okay, that helps for something in the future, too.
Alert. Sector 6G. 2 life forms. Assimilation of Borg. To destroy.
Now you know how to disarm the implant. If only you weren't a slave to the collective. You could go back to the righteous and save them. If only.
So many hints. Okay. Let's try the level 3 neural block. Okay, that actually did something after I did it, so...
Do you think you're fast enough? Do you really think that's going to work on me? You'll be back. Maybe more than once.
What were you waiting for?
He's alive. Await Team to Righteous.
Furlong! Sprint! I've got to get Furlong out of here. Hold them off. I'll be back.
Didn't anyone ever teach you to watch your back?
Even when we do it right, things get screwed up. And why did nobody call for transport at that point?
Alert. Sector 6G. 2 life forms. Assimilation of Borg. To destroy.
This is basically the same one as last time.
Now you know how to disarm the implant. If only you weren't a slave to the collective. You could go back to the righteous and save them. If only.
Okay, so let's go over what we learned. We need a live Borg. We need to use a live Borg to disconnect the implant. When we are assimilated, we have no control. But if we are in a pain trance, we are not part of the collective and have control. You will remember I looked up Bajani adrenaline much earlier.
You think you're fast enough? Do you really think that's going to work on me?
We still have to ignore Q-Borg?
You'll be back. Maybe more than once.
What were you waiting for?
You'll notice how our hand is here.
Sprint, what have you done?
He sent himself into a Bajani pain trance.
Oh, smart move. Sending yourself into a Bajani trance before you get Borgified. I only hope you're in time to stop them before they Borgify your friends.
You'll notice the interface is blue when we're Bajani Borg.
Wait! Wait, I think it's him. It's still Sprint.
All right, we'd better get out of here before it's crawling with Borg.
I'll wait team to righteous. 3 to beam directly to computer core. Now.
They are very quick to trust Sprint Borg.
Wait, no!
Captain, no, it's all right.
The Borg implants programming is shutting down, Captain. We have complete control again, sir.
Captain, I have a message from Admiral Hansen. We are engaging the Borg. The Righteous is ordered to remain outside the battle until all first and second line defenses are exhausted. At your discretion. That was all, sir.
Funny how no one else is reacting to this.
So it begins.
You mean there's nothing we can do?
Not until we're called into action by either the Admiral or the Borg. They also serve who sit and wait, Lieutenant. Let's get a battle ready.
Ugh, I just hate sitting here doing nothing.
Worried that the battle will be won without you, Targus?
Worried that the battle will be lost without us.
You overestimate your importance to the situation, Ensign. The battle is already lost.
Keep your cynicism to yourself, Quint.
I'm just telling the truth.
I'm afraid he may be right. Things aren't going very well.
Oh, not you too, Lieutenant.
It's important to have a positive outlook, even in the bleakest of situations.
It doesn't get much bleaker than this.
What?
Nothing. I was just thinking about Kalen.
Kalen?
My son.
What were you thinking?
I think by now all my friends are tired of hearing me brag about Kalen. I'm sure they don't want to hear anymore.
Did you hear that, Sprint? You don't want to hear Furlong talking about his whiny brat now, do you?
Come on, Quint. You'll be okay. Just catch your breath. If you just didn't try so hard to make everyone dislike you.
Spare me the psychology, counselor. You don't have the tools to analyze me.
We just need a god in the crotch.
Your problem is very straightforward, Doctor. You desperately want to be liked.
The other option was to punch him in the
If
nose.
I wanted to be liked, all I'd have to do is snap my fingers, and I'd be liked. I'm an omnipotent being masquerading as Dr. Quint. Whatever I want to happen, happens.
Interesting fantasy. All right, let's play that through. Then why don't you?
Why don't I what?
Make everyone like you.
Because I don't want to.
No, because you want them to like you of their own free will. And phenomenologically speaking, you can't force them to do something of their own free will.
Sophistry, Baraka.
Truth, Quint. Let me give you some free advice. If you want to be liked, try making yourself likable. Ah!
sir. No audio.
Read it, Ensign.
Orders from Admiral Hansen deploying third wave. Attack when ready.
Battle stations. Take us in, Targus. Maximum power to the shields. Sprint fire phases. Keep the frequency changing and get those torpedoes online.
We have to do this all one-handed because we have a Borg arm.
Time!
0758, sir.
Keep those phases firing, and where are my photon torpedoes?
Armed and ready, sir.
Let's see if we can shake them up a little, Ensign.
Yes, sir. Initiating Delta attack.
I'm reading a small weakness in the shields.
Shields are holding 5, but power is down 10%. Weapons having no effect.
Damn! They've adjusted their shields already.
Here we are again, back at the beginning. But this time, you are security, instead of that little mouse of an ensign.
The Tolstoy just took a major hit.
Are you going to be able to save him or not?
I think she's pulling away. The Kyushu's coming on strong. Saratoga and Melbourne have lost power.
Tolstoy, Kyushu, Saratoga, Melbourne, all ships that were lost at Wolf 359. Will they be adding Righteous to the list?
Captain!
Intruder alert.
Security, isolate the ops console.
At 0800 hours, during the Battle of Wolf 359, the USS Righteous was hit by a Borg weapons discharge and vaporized. It's in your hands.
Security!
Now, you remember one of those times we were assimilated on the cube, this little interface popped up. And you remember that number we kept seeing, 61330. 61330.
Shield mutation is modulating. The Borg cube is pulling away, sir. It's ignoring us completely as if we weren't here.
It thinks we've been vaporized.
Now, see, that one was also difficult in the original CD because if you didn't see that, well, this is difficult in general. If you don't see that one scene on the cube, you don't know which way the keypad is oriented. It could be like the number pad on the keyboard where 1, 2, 3 is the bottom row, or it could be 1, 2, 3 where it's the top row. Thankfully, seeing that scene on the cube gives you the orientation of the keypad.
For a minute there, I thought we would be.
Where is it headed, Ensign?
Direct course for Sector 001, sir.
I wonder what chance the Starfleet forces have of stopping the Borg at Earth.
Actually, they will succeed. The Enterprise, utilizing the emergency transporters on the shuttlecraft, will recapture their Borgified Picard and stop the Borg incursion just in the nick of time.
And how do you know that, Quint?
I told you already. I'm an omnipotent being.
Who are you? And what happened to Dr. Quint and Lieutenant Sprint? And what have you done to my crew?
I'm afraid the lieutenant died about 4 hours ago. Not my doing. He was supposed to die. Just as all of you, I'm afraid, are supposed to be vaporized here at Wolf 359. That's how it's written in the history books.
History? Are you telling us you're from the future?
He is. I am, well, as I said, I exist outside the confines of the space-time continuum. That is, if I want to. My little friend here wanted a chance to come back and save this ship from destruction. And to my great surprise, he succeeded.
So you were just pretending to be Sprint. Why? Who are...
Please. I'm trying to figure this out. As I said, I didn't expect Cadet Kalen to succeed here, and now that he has, I'm in kind of a bind.
I don't,
Of course. According to history, we've disappeared from Wolf 359 at exactly 0800 hours. If we stay here alive, it corrupts the timeline. Our future, but Kalen's past.
What are you going to do?
Well, the easy thing would be to just obliterate you all, but then That wouldn't be fair now, would it? On the other hand, I do want to protect the timeline.
How very un-Q-like.
Are we dead?
I don't think so.
Where are we, Lieutenant?
We are still at Wolf 359, sir. The real question is, when are we? According to the navigational charts, correcting for time, we have jumped ahead more than 10 years.
It's clever. I don't understand. We disappeared from Wolf 359 exactly when history says we did. Timeline is unaffected and we're still alive. Thanks to you, Cadet. If you hadn't come back to get us, we'd be dust.
Captain, what about Quint?
Oops. I almost forgot.
Where am I? What's going on? Wait. I don't think I want to know.
Yep.
Captain,
Space
I'm
is
picking up
warped
the
and
vessel
time is
34 Mark
bendable.
216, heading on a course for Earth. It's the Borg.
What are your orders, sir?
We're a Starfleet ship in Federation space. We may be
Hello,
10 years
Rio.
behind the times, but I bet we know a thing or two more about the Borg than anyone else in this time. Lay in a pursuit course.
I think I'm going to enjoy getting to know you, Cadet Furlong.
Course laid in, sir.
Engage.
Yep. That was all the way back at the beginning. The end. Yep, this is one of my favorite Star Trek games, and one of 2 FMV Star Trek games. I'm hoping this guy will eventually remaster the other ones. Star Trek Klingon, yeah. As I have not actually played through Klingon myself. It's notoriously difficult to get working. And for AI upscale, it was not bad for the video. Bit of loading issues sometimes, but that just could be because I was doing the highest setting possible. Yeah, I think Baldur did the Borg one. Nope, I guess it just restarts. Yeah, FMVs are kind of a semi-dead genre. They've had a bit of a resurgence recently, but FMVs are kind of one of my favorite genres of adventure. Klingon is fun. That one is... The basic plot is you are a Starfleet officer in a holodeck program about Klingon coming of age. Something or other, I think it is. I've seen like one Let's Play over. If I did this, Vulcan Salute, would that mean anything to you? I would love another Star Trek FMV game, but Star Trek games in general don't really come around very often anymore. I think there's one actually coming out this week, though, but it's like a strategy game. Video games. What is it? Infinity? Oh, yeah. What's it called? Resurgence? Yeah. I actually have that on PlayStation. It's okay. It's still kind of buggy. Like I was not very impressed with it overall. Like it's a very good connection back to like early TNG stuff and does kind of treat things treat the lore rather well. But like even after the patch, let's see, I think 1 second. Profile posts. Where is it? Yeah. So let me. Where did I put the window? This one, yeah. You can kind of see in window how like the plants have the black boxes around them. This was after a patch for the game. Like there were graphical bugs. I think I had it crash a time or two. Some of the choices didn't really make a whole lot of sense. Like, I don't regret playing it, but eh. But no, like there is another game coming out like this week, I want to say. Star Trek. Not really. I'd say the TNG adventure game. Well, yeah, that mission is kind of bad, but that's like the one flaw in the game, whereas Resurgence is more of a giant flaw. Okay, yeah, Star Trek Infinite comes out on the 12th, and it's a strategy game. So, I don't know, maybe Star Trek games will make another comeback. I have that. I have played through one level of it because it is weird how it decides what level you're going to sometimes. Also, very, very picky on how you progress through it. Honestly, like, one of the best adventure games still is, well, I wouldn't say adventure games, but one of the best Star Trek games is still Bridge Commander. I still have that up on my YouTube. You know, I think the data level is where I stopped because I looked at the map for that and I'm just like, I do not want to deal with this. It's too big and too complicated. The only reason I want to play it, though, is it has a connection to the adventure game with the Chodak, the, like, frog things in the floating pods. Like, they show up in the Generations game for some reason. Yeah, Weird Egg, guys. Like, the TNG adventure game was one I watched my dad play long ago, and, like, the Chodak have stuck through... Yeah, they are kind of like the aliens in the Jimmy Neutron movie. But, like, the Chodak have stuck through me with me all my life just because I remembered those weird little guys. But yeah, since I had found out about this being posted online, I wanted to do a stream of it just because it's one of my favorites, because it deserves to be seen, and it deserves to be seen with clean movies. And it was the perfect length, about a two-ish hour game, when even with all the fuck-ups. Like I said, the fuck-ups are funny. It's always helped by John Delancey. But anyway, that is where I am going to stop this stream, and now I need to figure out what I'm going to do for the next one. Thank you, anyone else who might be lurking around. Thank you, Rio, for popping here in at the end to chat. Have a good evening.